Imagine a morning where every corner of the earth is submerged in water. Mountain peaks are lost in a vast ocean of towering, churning waves. Rain pours relentlessly from the sky, creating an apocalyptic scene. Have you ever wondered how an entire nation, blinded by its own arrogance, disobedience, and shirk, was wiped from the face of the earth forever? Today, we speak of the greatest and most terrifying event in human history, the Great Flood of Noah, and the sobering reality of Surah Nu, a timeless warning for humanity. Imagine, when Allah's wrath descends, no power on earth can stop it.
Hazrat Nuh alayhi salam was among those great prophets of Allah who are counted among the Ulul Azm, those of steadfast determination. His patience, perseverance, and tireless efforts are among the most radiant examples in human history. Allah Ta'ala sent him to a nation that had drowned in the darkness of shirk, misguidance, and arrogance. For 950 years, 950 long years, Nuh alayhi salam called his people toward Allah. Day and night, in private and in public, he guided them in every possible way, inviting them to the truth. But what did he get in return? Mockery, denial, and hostility. This story is not just about an ancient event, but a truth that can still shake our hearts today and remind us how severe Allah's punishment can be.
Imagine the world of that era. Centuries after Adam alayhi salam departed from the world, humanity slowly drifted away from the straight path. The memories of righteous people were fading, and Satan found new ways to lead them astray. Statues of righteous and pious people like Wad, Suwa, Yahuth, Ya'uq, and Nasr were erected, and over time, their worship began. The poison of shirk spread to every corner of the world. In this dark era of history, Allah Ta'ala sent Nuh alayhi salam as his prophet and messenger. Nuh alayhi salam was a deeply gentle, wise, and righteous man, devoted to the truth. When he presented the message of Tawheed, that there is no deity worthy of worship except Allah, initially, a few weak and poor people joined him. But the leaders and wealthy of the nation were blinded by arrogance. They looked down upon Nuh alayhi salam and considered his companions inferior. They thought, how could an ordinary man become their guide? Thus began a grand test that lasted for centuries. Tension escalated day by day. As clear and luminous as Nuh's message was, the nation's hostility grew even deeper. In Surah Nuh, Allah Ta'ala mentions his tireless efforts. Complaining to his Lord, Nuh alayhi salam said, "O my Lord, indeed I invited my people night and day, but my call only increased them in flight. And every time I invited them that you might forgive them, they put their fingers in their ears, covered themselves with their garments, and persisted in their stubbornness." Imagine that scene. A prophet weeping day and night for the welfare of his people, while his people mocked him. They called Nuh alayhi salam a liar, accusing him of madness. But Nuh's resolve was as strong as a mountain. He never lost hope nor abandoned his mission. At every opportunity, he warned them that the outcome would be dire, but the nation's arrogance only swelled further. They would say, "If you are truthful, bring upon us this punishment you threaten us with." Centuries passed. A long span of 950 years went by. Generations came and went, embracing the misguidance of their forefathers. Finally, the time arrived when Allah's final decree was to descend. Allah Ta'ala revealed to Nuh alayhi salam, "None of your people will believe except those who have already believed, so do not grieve over what they used to do." And then, Allah Ta'ala commanded Nuh alayhi salam to build an ark unlike anything ever seen in human history. Imagine that strange scene. On dry land, far from any ocean, Nuh and a few faithful believers are cutting wood, driving iron nails, and building a ship. When the people of the nation passed by, they mocked him. They laughed aloud and said, "Look, look, the prophet has now become a carpenter, building a ship on dry land when there is no ocean here." Yet Nuh calmly continued his work, replying with what Allah had taught him. "If you mock us today, a day will soon come when we will mock you, just as you mock us. You will soon know upon whom a disgraceful punishment descends." The ark was ready, a majestic, immensely sturdy vessel. Then came Allah's command. Take into it a pair of every living creature, male and female, along with your family, except those against whom the decree has already been passed, and all the believers. Bismillahi majreha wa mursaha.
Inna Rabbi laghafurur rahim. In the name of Allah, its sailing and its anchorage. Indeed, my Lord is oft forgiving, most merciful. An eerie silence and dread hung in the atmosphere. Dark clouds gathered thickly in the sky. Sunlight turned to darkness. The heat and pressure beneath the earth increased. And then came the ultimate turning point. Water began to boil up from the oven, tender. This was the sign Nuh alayhi salam had been waiting for. The wrath of nature had awakened. Winds shrieked, and the bosom of the earth split open. The greatest trial of humanity had begun. All the gates of the heavens were opened at once, and a torrential downpour began, unlike anything ever witnessed before. All the springs of the earth burst forth. Water rose rapidly. Towering mountains were swallowed by the swelling waves. The lofty walls of palaces and entire cities were swept away like straws in the floodwaters. The leaders of the nation, who had considered themselves supreme, were now crying out in the water, begging for survival. Amidst this terrifying scene, Nuh's ark sailed safely across the ocean of waves. But here, a heartbreaking event unfolded. Nuh saw his son, who still had not believed, stranded far out in the water. A father's heart melted. Nuh called out to his son one last time. "Oh, my son, embark with us, and do not be with the disbelievers and disobedient." Yet arrogance still lingered in the son's heart. He replied, "I will take refuge on a mountain that will protect me from the water." There was grief in Nuh's voice as he said, "There is no protector today from the decree of Allah except for the one upon whom he has mercy." At that exact moment, a towering wave surged forward, placing an unbridgeable distance between father and son. The son sank into the depths of the water. The names of oppression, shirk, and disobedience on earth were erased forever. Only those survived who were in the ark with Allah and his messenger. This was Allah's punishment, a profound and sobering lesson for humanity.
The flood of Noah is not merely an ancient tale. It is the true mirror of the eternal battle between truth and falsehood, reminding every generation of mankind that Allah's retribution is silent, but when it strikes, no sanctuary remains. When oppression, arrogance, and shirk exceed all limits on earth, the wrath of nature consumes everything. Yet Allah always safeguards his sincere and patient servants. In this modern era, when we face difficulties, sins, and misguidance in our lives, we must draw lessons from the patience and faith of Hazrat Nuh alayhi salam. No matter how great the hardships may be, when your trust is in Allah, the ark always reaches its destination. Therefore, keep the flame of faith burning brightly in your hearts. Stay clear of the paths of disobedience and turn back to your Lord. Keep your faith strong. Never stop trusting in Allah.